All right, well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Resonant Frequency Live. My name is Richard, KB5JBV, and I am your host. In living color, for those of you taking a look at the video at this time. We've had a few mishaps this evening, that kind of stuff, but we're going to forge ahead. I'd like to welcome everybody in the chat room this evening. We have KA9WKA, VE4KEH, KO4RB, and WA0EIR, and one anonymous Ustreamer. And hopefully people will trickle in, and you guys take an opportunity to blast us over on Twitter. We're going to be here for a little bit anyway, see how much of a show we can make happen. No, we don't need an ad for Audible. I'm already fighting with them. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things on another program this evening, and it didn't quite get there. As far as emails are concerned, I do have some, but they're pretty much targeted at the other show. Well, there's not that many. Let's go ahead and read a few. Alright, the first one's from Tim, KI6BGE. Tim's writing us in again. And he says, thanks for the recognition in the podcast for the donation. He sent us one recently. I hope it inspires others to do the same. The Class E AM transmitter looks cool. I don't remember what that's about, but I'll have to check it out. I had never heard of it before, and we'll research it. I just built an MFJ Cub for 30 meters from a kit. 110 volt to 12 volt regulated power supply from scratch, and a Pixie 2 for 40 meters also from scratch. I agree with you as far as it not being necessary to buy everything just to get on the air. I do have some very nice equipment and have even given a friend my FT60R on semi-permanent loan until he can afford to buy a radio. Well, I normally loan them out like that too until I need it back. I actually prefer to build whatever I need if possible, and even prefer to repair or salvage from used equipment. What has always attracted me to amateur radio is the ability to build and repair it. Wire antennas, power supplies, balance, etc. are all things that anyone that can pass a technician class exam should be able to build. Transmitters, receivers, and amplifiers should be attempted as learning tools to help us all understand what happens when we turn the power on. It's way too easy to become an appliance operator. I get kind of ticked off when I read a comment in QST that one of its articles is too technical in nature. If I can't understand something in an article, you can bet that instead of complaining, I'm going to research it and become better educated in the process. If being an appliance operator is what folks float your boat, that's fine, and there's a place in amateur radio for that, but it doesn't really embody the spirit of amateur radio. Now, this is not me, y'all. This is Tim out in California. I find that megalomaniacs, okay, that might have been me. I find that megalomaniacs tend to be of the appliance operator types, and they don't really want to learn so much as to control. Okay, don't throw your pearls before swine and waste any more time than is absolutely necessary on them. Elmers, without them, amateur radio would be much poorer. I got my technician license in 2001, and I began Elmering after being an amateur for only 2 years. I have always been into electronics, and when a friend showed an interest in ham radio, I loaned him my license manual and tutored him until he passed the technician exam. I then loaned him a spare FT60R handheld to get him on the air. Every time I see or talk to him, I show him a little bit more about the hobby. We're coming down to the end, y'all. Your podcast is a wonderful way of being an Elmer to the masses. Your podcast is a wonderful way of being an Elmer to the masses. And I know that your audience is growing every day. I will be sad if the forums go away, but I understand why. As long as you have a podcast, I will support it, whether it's RF or LHS. Your wife deserves kudos too. Make sure to always put family first. The rest will find a way. I don't want to waste your time, but I feel that it's important to let you know. Holy mackerel. There it goes again. I feel it's important to let you know that I've lost my place. Blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not going to find it, so I'm going to trudge on. Whether either RF or LHS. Don't be afraid to ask if there's any hardware or software that you may need that I might be able to supply. I do have sources for used and repairable recording equipment that I may be able to provide. And that's from Tim, KI6BGE. Well, thank you, Tim, for getting with us one more time, shooting us another piece of feedback. It's always helpful. Always helpful. And there's so much in there, it's kind of hard to chase it all down. As far as the megalomaniacs, well, in my case, he's a 20 plus year extra, so he is knowledgeable. And as far as the rest of it, anybody out there listening to the sound of my voice should be Elmering, even if you got your license yesterday. So once again, thank you, Tim. That was a long one, y'all. It really was. Tim's enthusiastic and always has been. Our next one comes from Walter, KJ4QZF, and Walter writes, "My name is Walter, KJ4QZF, and I just got my license a couple weeks ago. I have been looking forward to getting on the air. I just have two problems. I don't have the money, being 19 and in college, and I am not too great with picking out the best equipment for the budget I am on.